Hey everybody, happy Tuesday. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Your boy is back right now and got a new IG Live person to interview who will be here momentarily. Hey y'all. And here he comes. Let's get him. What's up?
What's going on? I thought you was gonna give me an intro.
Oh, I am right now. How you doing, everybody?
I'm good. Do your intro so I can invite a few more people to come in the room.
Oh, I'm about him right now while I'm doing this.
All right.
All right, everybody. This is my special guest who you see right here. He goes by the name of A Natural. And he is also like the CEO of Natural City Music, an artist himself, a great producer, all the above. So go ahead, Mr. A Natural.
What's up, everybody? I'm looking at you guys, and I'm also looking at the invites because I'm trying to get some people in the room. So, okay, here we go. What's up, everybody?
Okay, you guys, since you got said,
Yes.
it's a longtime friend, and it's been long overdue. So since you go by A Natural, you want to introduce yourself to everybody, even though I did an intro for you, that way everybody
Okay.
knows who you are.
My name is A Natural. I am a singer, songwriter, producer, engineer, uh, everything, all of the above.
And if you guys didn't know, I actually reviewed a compilation that he did. It was him, our good friend Authentic, whose birthday is today. So happy birthday to him if he's watching.
Yes. Happy birthday, Authentic.
Lenny Harold, the Ism, everybody on that project right there. But since a lot of people don't know you are, since they starting to know who you are and everything, I know you have your own fan base and everything. I know, I know today you actually dropped what? Or maybe it's Friday. Let me drop it two
Friday. Yes, Friday.
called No Pressure and Underwater.
Yes.
Want to talk about that? So that would
Well, yeah, sure. You got to ask me the questions. You're the interviewer.
yell at. I gotta make it look all grand for me.
Yes.
But since you decided to release two songs on Friday, which will be on 25th, not 25th, the 28th. I'm so sorry, guys.
Yes.
What made you want to release two songs?
That's a good question. Um, that I've never really thought about. I just wanted to do something different in how I released my music this time around. Um, these songs, both of them are very personal,
Mm-hmm.
um, meaning like they're true stories, basically. And I didn't want to just like leave one without the other. I feel like they are kind of paired together, um, because the one song, Underwater, is about the end of a relationship because someone didn't know who they were. Um,
Okay.
and then No Pressure is acknowledging that some people don't know who they are and need to be reminded. So maybe that way they'll have better relationships in the future. So,
Oh, that's real good.
yeah.
Now, a lot of people saying because you go by the name A Natural, what made you call yourself A Natural?
A Natural is a name that I thought of probably when I was like, what, 20, 21, something like that, maybe a little even earlier than that. But in music, when you have a key that's flat or sharp, a natural sign brings it back to its original key. So I apply that to my life where whenever I stray off the path that God has for me, that God is the natural sign that brings me back. So, and A is my middle name, which is Aaron. So, yeah.
Good. Good. Oh, I always want to know that question. But I was saying, why is he calling himself A Natural? But you answered that. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah. And it's also the play off of the phrase of someone being a natural at what they do. So, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to get into music?
I came from a musical family. Both my parents did music. My mom and dad, they met way back in the day in church in a band that they had formed. My father played guitar, bass, and drums, and my mom sang, and they wrote songs together all the time. And so I guess it was, love at first note. And so yeah, my mom sings jazz and gospel, and my father was her producer, and of course a musician in his own right. So That's where I pretty much get it from.
Okay, that's.
Mm.
I would have never thought that because I know because a lot of people don't know you're also independent. What
Yes.
do the independent route instead of doing the main? Even though I know the answer to that, but from your perspective as an artist, what made you want to do the independent route instead of doing like the mainstream route?
I've always wanted to be in control of my music. However, there was a time where I did have a deal on the table, and
Mm-hmm.
I only entertained it because I was working with some producers who deserved to have an artist signed. The deal, of course, didn't go through, but I considered it because I felt like it could be a bigger opportunity, not just for myself, but for the people that I was working with as well. So that was the one time that I considered it. But now I'm good on that. Being an independent artist is harder, but your sanity stays intact at the end of the day because you're in control of what you're doing and you don't have anyone trying to tell you how to sound or who you're competing with, and you get to keep your own check. So that also helps.
What made you want to be a CEO of the of your label? I mean, because you could
Um,
stay in the production or just maybe just doing that. But I'm just saying.
Nothing ever really made me want to do it, I guess, other than the idea of staying independent. Because I've worked with artists for years. So before I started doing like R&B full steam ahead, I had a gospel label, and I had 7 artists that were signed to me.
Mm-hmm.
I managed them, I produced for them, I recorded them, I promoted them, did shows for them, and all that kind of stuff. So um, I just had it in me. And even when I moved on to doing R&B and hip hop and pop with Block Stars, um, it was still in me to continue to do all those behind the scene things for artists. So with my own label, same exact thing. I want to create a platform for other artists to really share their gifts.
Okay, that's cool. Because I know you still have a lot of artists even with natural city music right now. Like how many
Right
artists
now,
besides
I
yourself?
right now I have me as the actual like signed artist of Natural City Music, but
Uh-huh.
I'm working on expanding the roster. We just released a single for Steve Lavelle, who's another R&B singer from Jersey,
Mm-hmm.
called Green Light, and so that's really dope because we've been working for a long time, but we never actually like released an album. He's got a few singles that he's released through Natural City Music, but we're really working towards putting out a whole project. Um, and then we also released an album for an artist named Andrew Kent a couple of years back.
All right.
He's from Texas. He's in a rock band now, so his whole vibe has changed, and he's doing his own thing now. But we'll see what happens. I think once the outside starts to open back up more, and I'm able to go out and really scout different artists like the
Mm-hmm.
way that I like to at different shows, then we'll see what can come from that. So.
Mm-hmm. Now, if anybody want to ask some questions, you guys can ask some questions because I know one of my friends is asking questions. His name is Chris,
Mhm.
and I ain't gonna say his Instagram name. He put, "What artists and music do you listen?"
What types of music do I listen to?
Yeah, the artists and the music that you listen to.
Artists and music. Okay, I listen to everything. My Apple Music is filled with literally everything between R&B, hip hop, gospel, jazz, rock, pop, alternative, like literally everything. Um, I like Fiona Apple. I like Bjork. I like System of a Down. I like Avenged Sevenfold, the same way that I like Brandy and Janet and Beyonce and Usher and you name it. I like it for the most part.
You basically named the artists I listen to.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, my biggest inspirations would have to be Brandy, of course,
Uh huh.
um, Kim Burrell, and B. Slade vocally.
Uh huh.
And then on the production side, music wise, anything from Timberland, anything from Pharrell, anything from Rodney Jerkins, and anything from Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since we both love Brandy, what do you think about with DJ Camper producing a lot of the music from B7?
I think that it was different for both of them
Mm-hmm.
because we've never heard this sound from either one of them before, and I think it works for them. Um, I really like DJ Camper. I've actually worked on some of his stuff when I worked with Mac Wilds on his After Hours album.
Yeah,
Um,
I remember that. Yeah, that's right.
yeah, and of course, Brandy, she can do no wrong to me. So, yeah.
Now I know you've released a lot of independent music. Can you talk about it to the people who are wondering, like, okay, Name some of the projects he had, he's done in the past to up till now.
Um, I have a lot of music out, and I will just name the most recent projects that kind of started this whole process for me in the last few years. So in 2017, I released an album called The Chronicles of an Overambitious Fat Boy, which was my first full-length R&B album that kind of started this whole thing of me getting really into being an artist full-time. And then after that, I released an EP, which was kind of a companion project to that album called COAOAFB2. And that actually won a few awards, 2 awards specifically from the Independent Music Awards. I won for a single called Thirst, and then I won for the best R&B EP. After that, I released an album called The Ascension that I released at the beginning of this year, which was really like a passion project for me because I really felt like I came into my own as an artist and really wanted to show what I could do. And I did, and it was really dope. And then Corona happened and shut everything down. So I wasn't able to promote it the way that I would like to. And as an artist, I'm always kind of like emptying out my feelings on a record and then moving on to the next, so I don't like stay there. So after Corona happened, my brain shifted from that album to just trying to figure out where I was presently in my own mind and in my own creativity. So that brought me to an EP that I made called Conversations with God, which is kind of like a calling back to my gospel days. And then I have a new project coming out now. So I won't say the release date just yet, but it's coming very soon.
I was just about to ask you when's now. Because I'm looking at a lot of the comments, because a lot of them like Lamar Tyree Music. He said you're the best.
That's because
it's that Robbie Nova said A Natural is destined for greatness.
Yes, Robbie Nova was on my album The Ascension. I have a song with him and a rapper by the name of Dano called Why Wait? Oh my God. And Robbie Nova is an amazing vocalist. Like, please look out for him. He's done a whole bunch of stuff with a lot of people. 50 Cent, Mano, a whole bunch of different people. He's really dope.
Now, since I know you do a whole lot of stuff, because a lot of people don't know that you and who is authentic? Is it Lenny? I think you and Lenny y'all do Tired Tuesday.
Yes, me and Lenny.
I ate it.
Yes.
All right, so we want to talk about that. You can talk about it a little bit.
Okay, no, we're coming back next month. We took off for the summer to kind of just rest, and because for some reason we got inspired to go back in heavy during Corona, and I figured we figured since nobody was going anywhere anyway, then we could just do it. So season 3 of Tired Tuesday starts back up next month. We'll be making an announcement about that shortly, so you guys will know when to tune in. But that's just a little podcast, Instagram live thing that we do to talk about music and talk about just being independent artists in this current climate and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that comes back next month.
Yeah, I need to one of these days come on that podcast.
We're gonna start integrating having guests on the show for season 3. So it's gonna be a new format. We'll let everybody know how that's gonna go and who all the guests are gonna be and all that kind of stuff. It's gonna be dope.
You and Lenny, yeah.
Yes.
But you're going to the music, because I know you do a lot of the music and behind the scenes. You want to get into acting also by any chance?
No. I am not. I don't believe that I'm a good actor. I've thought about it. I've dabbled in it, but I am a musician through and through. I don't like my speaking voice. I don't even like the way I look on camera. Like, it's weird, but I'm not really an actor. I'll act if I got to do it for a music video, but it's not my thing. I will leave that up to the people that got the chops, not me.
Robbie was saying, but he can produce music for us.
This is true. This is very true. That can happen. And I've done some stuff for some people. Like, my father's an animator also, so I've actually done some music for some of his projects. So I'll definitely get into that part of Hollywood, but not. I don't think I'm going to do anything when it comes to acting for myself. Yeah.
Chris, who are your artists?
Oh my God. Probably. Well, I know Omarion is still at the top of my list. I feel like I can give Omarion the best sounding music of his career. I don't know why. Something about his voice and the way that he attacks a song, and the fact that he can dance and all that kind of stuff. I would love to work with him. I would love to work with Brandy. I think that would be really dope. Just on a vocal production writing side. I don't know if I would produce for her. Who else would I like to work with? I think that's and I want to do a gospel song with Pharrell. I don't know why I've always wanted to do something like with Pharrell, but not the typical song. And he's done some gospel. I know he did it with the Hidden Figure soundtrack, with Kim Burrell and everybody. But I wanted like an actual like full out gospel song with Pharrell.
We'll say comments saying your Like This cover is literally the best out there.
Oh wow. Thank you very much.
This one right here, he be trying to front. Trust me, he and I, we've had private talks and everything.
Who's that?
You.
Who? Me? Oh.
You
listen.
and I, private talks.
We've had some talks. Yes. No, thank you for that. That was Gabe, right? That was me and Allie Caldwell. That's my hometown friend. A funny story about that, or a good story about that, is LaShawn Daniels wrote that song and then heard it and heard our arrangement of it and then got in contact with me several years ago. And we didn't get to work together, but I got to work with his sister. And it was really dope to be recognized by him for something that he did, So I don't know if Brandy ever heard it. I have not seen, or no one's ever said that she's heard it, so I don't know.
You never know, because she be hearing stuff a lot.
This is true.
I know. I'm glad you like the shirt. Have you thought about doing merchandise? Since my friend brought up, he's like, sure. You thought about doing merchandise A Natural wise?
I would say pay very close attention to the next coming weeks, because there will be announcements for everything.
Yeah, because I would rock the A Natural or a Natural City Music shirt. I'll do that.
Yes. You can't really see it behind me because I'm trying not to show it too much, but this is an example of some of the merch that's coming out.
Gotcha.
So I will just let y'all know that it's going to look something like this. Exactly.
I'll give you a little something.
Yes.
But that's actually interesting stuff, because I know we've been friends for 5 years. I didn't realize a lot of stuff I didn't know about you. Just like some stuff when we talk, you didn't know about me. So it's like, wow, like I'm interviewing my friend, but I'm like, I'm knowing more about him than what everybody else is putting out there.
I mean, it happens that way.
Yeah. Now Lamar Tyree put, what's your favorite R&B? What's your favorite R&B album right now, and why? Now I want to hear this answer.
My favorite R&B album that's out right now would be R&B album. I don't have one. Not one that's out right now. I guess it would probably be. It's not really R&B. If I had to pick an album, it's not really an R&B album, but it has R&B elements to it, and that would be Jacob Collier, his newest album called Jesse Volume 3. Jacob Collier's a genius. He's a monster. He's an alien. He's this weird-looking little white boy from England that sings his face off, produces and writes amazingly well, and he makes really good choices on who he works with, and he's amazing. So that would be probably my favorite album that's out right now, whether it's R&B or not. That's my favorite album.
That was a good question. I was going to ask you that, a little bit, but wow, that was a pretty good question.
Yes.
Now, I already know we brought up everything about the dream collaboration, work, what music you listen to. Anything you want to add? Like, or not really like question-wise, but like what other people know about you, like and everything.
I mean, everything that's about me is in my music. So if anyone ever wants to know about who I am, I would say, there's definitely a discography. If you go to our website, you'll be able to see it there, anaturalforever.com. But I guess, I would probably just want people to know that I'm not here to just be seen and heard. I'm here to help. I am here to inspire. My whole thing has always been to let people know that even if you don't look the part, even if you don't have the typical look or the typical sound or the typical upbringing or the typical backstory, that you can still achieve your dreams if you believe in yourself, invest in yourself, and really just kind of just do what you feel. Honestly, that's my whole thing with this whole ideal of ambition that I had from the first two projects. Um, that was my whole thing. Like, I was told that I would not be able to be anything. When I left my last company, they told me that I wouldn't be successful. They told me that nobody would sign me. They told me that nobody would be interested in working with me. And I literally shut them up and did everything that they said that I would not be able to do.
I was just about to
So,
say, because you've done a whole lot.
yeah.
Now, what now? And this just came to me now while you were talking. What happens if the music really transitions more when you know, like how you're doing great music anyway? A lot of people don't really pay it that much attention,
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of people are starting to come around. Have you ever had dreams of like maybe if you won a Grammy, how would it make you feel? Do you think it would change you if that ever happened? You know that could
A,
really change you now.
a Grammy would be nice, and I would definitely probably pop off a little bit of shit, but I would not. I don't think it would change who I am because, number one, I'm a little bit older um, than most artists that are popping right now. So I've been on this planet a long time, and I've seen a lot of things, and nothing really shocks and surprises me anymore. So whether I was to win or not, like even the independent music awards that I got last year, I it happened, and I'm like, that's great. It at least lets me know that people are listening and paying attention, but it doesn't change my trajectory as an artist. It makes me want to work harder and work more. If I was to win a Grammy, I would just hope that it would open doors for me to continue to work with other people, because that's really what I like to do. Um, but it wouldn't change me as an artist. Like, I'm good. I mean, the general public only really cares about what you do when you're doing stuff like that.
That's
So that's why it doesn't really faze me anymore. Like, I don't really care if I win a Grammy. I care if my music actually touched you in a really dope place. That's really what it is for me.
uh Now the question that's on here from Melody says, "Do you feel vocals are not appreciated as much like they were maybe in the '90s?"
Hell yeah. I mean, most definitely. The fact that Jasmine Sullivan has not put out an album in God knows how long kind of proves that point. I mean, we've been through the last 5 years of whisper singing and slit your wrist vocals and songs. That's what me and Lenny Harold call it. Um, and it's not to say that there's not a place for that, and it's not to say that those songs aren't dope because you can catch a vibe, but there is no more appreciation, at least not widespread, for skill when it comes to singing. Some of us that went to school for music, and some of us that really had voice training and really learned the proper ways to sing, or learned how to expand our vocals and learn how to really, sing right and do the acrobatics and all that kind of stuff and know when to do them. Like, those of us that have been through that process, we're not the ones getting signed. We're not the ones that are being promoted heavily right now. And it seems like the ones who have put in the least amount of work are the
Mm-hmm.
ones that get the most amount of praise.
Mm-hmm.
So, honestly, I hope that it's coming back. Um, as my own artist, I have tried with every project to find a good balance of making sure that people recognize that I can sing, but then
Mm-hmm.
also not singing to the point where they don't want to hear me. You know,
Yeah,
um,
great job with that because you've always been that type of artist. Even though I know a lot of the music that you've done, nothing sounds the same. That's what I can respect and appreciate about you.
yeah. I mean, and I know that there are certain projects where I did go all the way in singing for blood, and I really didn't have to. But I've been trying to learn better ways of executing these songs so that more people will listen and less people get turned off from it. I know that I'm definitely a singer, but I want
Mm-hmm.
to be more than that. I want to be a singer that anyone can listen to, and hear themselves or be able to sing along or be able to just appreciate it. So, that's where I'm at right now.
That's good. Because that's good. You know a lot about what's been, like you said, what's in the industry. You've been exposed to a lot of stuff, what you've seen, what you've heard.
Yeah.
But now with this upcoming project that you have going on, that I know you say you don't have a release date. Well, you don't have a release date, but you want to keep it a surprise for a
Right.
bit.
Because it may change. That's
It
why
may,
I'm kind of keeping it to myself.
What can you describe it, like what the sound or what the overall feel is going to be? Even though I've heard the songs because he sent me the
Yes.
song early in advance. No pressure.
Yes.
Underwater.
I will say that this is a sound that you have not heard from me before.
Oh, yeah.
And one little tidbit that I'll give is that this is my first project where I did not produce anything. So these are all songs from other producers. All I did was write and record, and it was the most fun that I've had working on a project ever.
Wow.
Yeah. It's a very different sound. The subject matter is different. It's very personal. But I think my hope is that it's very healing, because it speaks to a lot of issues that a lot of us don't like to talk about right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to talk about these issues in a way that I feel people could feel safe while listening and discussing. I will give you the name of the album. The name of the album is called Kwamé.
Okay.
I will not tell you what that means just yet.
You did send me that in an email. Yeah, you did.
Yes.
Right, you did.
So,
I don't want to say much about it because I wanted to be shared out.
Right. No, I have a whole release plan. but yeah, the name of the album is called Kwamé. And let's see, what can I give you that I haven't given anybody else? So the name Kwame is, it's a Ghanaian word from Ghana that means born on the sun that's born on a Saturday.
Okay.
Now, technically, I was born on a Sunday at 3:21 in the morning, but the labor started on a Saturday. So that's what kind of like, it kind of relates to me in that way. But it's the same number of letters in my first name. And there's some other things that Kwame represents that I will talk about soon.
Now, okay, nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know people we getting all these questions coming in quick, and I'm trying to make it.
Yes.
But I know you want to. But if you want to finish adding up that, you can finish.
Oh no, you good. Go right ahead.
That's going to coincide with what somebody just asked.
Okay.
And Lamar put, I know all your songs are your favorite, but what is your all-time favorite A Natural song? Something that brings you to a special place and gives you a special feel. And that's what I want to know also.
My favorite A Natural song is on Kwame. So you guys have not heard it yet. But I would say on anything else that I've done, one of my favorite songs would probably have to be A Mess of Things featuring Natalie Imani. That song is from that song is from Chronicles of an Overambitious Fat Boy.
Natalie, I love it.
Yes. Natalie Imani is one of John Legend's background singers and also an amazing vocalist in her own right. She and I have done a ton of work together. And she got that song done for me while she was on tour with her own little setup in a hotel room. The night that I asked her to do it, she sent it back.
Okay.
Like
you always been my friend too.
Like she did 2 takes. I picked the first one, and it was amazing.
Now, Ms. Melody want to know this question because I was going to ask you this privately, but since Ms. Melody put it out there, will you be watching the Brandy versus Monica battle? That's going to be on the 31st.
Oh yes, I will definitely be doing that, and I think I'm going to have some friends come over. I think Lenny and Authentic will come over, and just to be on the safe side and a bit petty, I've already done my own research on both Brandy and Monica, which I already knew these things.
Yeah.
But if you look at my Twitter, I posted screenshots of spreadsheets that I made. They're tagged with my name that talk about their album sales and their single sales and who really is the winner in both of those categories. So that when the 31st happens, whoever wins, it'll be justified.
I just wanted to do it like how Jill Scott and Erykah Badu did.
This is a little tougher.
I think they should win, but we ain't gonna go there.
It's gonna be a celebration, but this is gonna be kind of like the fans have been waiting for this since The Boy Is Mine.
Yeah.
And not just since The Boy Is Mine, but since the song came out and then Monica decided to name her album The Boy Is Mine. We've been waiting for this. So.
Now, we know now if you really think about it, it's something that came out recently on one of her YouTube channel videos. She didn't want to name the album The Boy Is Mine. That I can remember that. It was Clive Davis.
That makes sense because it sounds like an industry tactic where they were trying to like pit them against each other. Even doing my research, you could see the timeline of when they would release singles and when they would release albums, and they were like neck and neck. One would get a number one, one would get a number two, one would get a number two,
Yeah.
one would get a number one, and like the labels were literally pitting them against each other the whole entire career. Like
Exactly.
yeah.
And Melody and probably everybody else will know. Can you sing a little short something for us? Something that ain't gonna get me shut down. Nothing like that.
I can sing something for y'all. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
Let me see what I can sing.
Awesome, guys.
Let's see. And let me just make sure everybody can hear me because my headset's a little janky. Just you wait, and it's gonna be my turn. And everyone will learn that God's timing is better. Just you wait, and it will all make sense. And all the time we spent thinking that it wouldn't get better, it got better, yeah. That's a little bit.
That's how he gonna get y'all right there. And you know me. And Lenny just came on the live too.
Yep. What's up, Lenny?
That's who else we need to get back on. That's who else.
Hold on, I can't hear you. Say it again.
I'm trying to get on here, you guys.
Oh. You'll get him soon.
No, we're trying to get Lenny on here.
He's got some stuff that he's working on too that's amazing. So he'll be on here soon.
Yeah. And then he said, "Sang boy." We good, Lenny. We just doing this interview. Lenny, I know you just came on now, but pretty soon we're gonna put this on YouTube. So if anybody missed this on Instagram, it's gonna be on Instagram, my Instagram, but it's also gonna be on YouTube. So that way you guys can get a feel of who the show is. You got everybody giving you looking at the comments. Y'all showing. Okay, I rock. Okay, I rock. I'm just gonna do the same gross thing. But any other because I know we're gonna conclude this interview. Is there any shout outs or anything you want to plug that's maybe gonna be coming out soon, or maybe anything else that I haven't brought up that you want to talk about to the audience?
The 2 singles are going to be out on Friday. You can still pre-order them today if you go to my website, anatural.com. You can pre-order them now on iTunes. You can also pre-save them on Spotify, but they will be dropping everywhere on Friday on my birthday. So I'm like super excited about that.
Hold on a minute, A Natural, because we have a little technical moment. He's talking about his 2 singles that are coming out Friday. That's coming out on the 28th. He's talking about, it's called No Pressure and Underwater. Those are the 2 songs that he's talking about. Now go right on ahead, sir.
Okay. Yes, they're going to be out on my birthday on Friday. And Underwater, like I said, is a song about a breakup where the person didn't know who they were in regards to me. And then No Pressure is a song about making sure that people know who they are so that they don't have to deal with those issues. So both of those will be available. Those are the first 2 songs that I'm offering from my project called Kwamé, which will be out soon. And I'll have an official announcement.
I saw that.
Yeah. What was that?
I said you was about to give it away. I saw that.
No, I just said the name wrong. That's all. Because I keep forgetting about the accent on the E. Yeah.
Yeah, you know you my friend. You know I'll call you out just like you called me out. No, but for promote your social medias and your websites to everybody. So just in case if anybody maybe first time watching you on here, you want to tell them?
Sure. So my website is being typed in here as we speak. And then you guys can visit that. And then also my Instagram, my Twitter, my Facebook, my YouTube, everything is under A Natural Forever. And like I said, all the music that I have online, you can find under the name A Natural. And you'll also be able to see it on my website as well. Yeah, I mean, shout out to everybody that's in the room. Shout out to you, Kenny, for always supporting and doing the reviews and always making sure that people know about the good music that's coming out. You reviewed a lot of my friends, and a lot of other artists that I follow. So you always show a lot of love, and I appreciate that. Shout out to everybody that's doing their thing and holding it down during the coronavirus.
Yes, because we know we've all been going through it, but like they said, this shall pass. And we want to thank A Natural for coming on this live. I know a lot of you guys have been coming in and out, and it's been a whole lot. So we want to shout out to everybody.
Yes.
Natural, our friends, Lady Harold, who just came on here. Miss Melody, Lamar, Tyree, Robbie, everybody that was on there.
Everybody.
Question,
Yeah.
Chris, all y'all. We appreciate you
And
guys.
I'll be sending you a pre-release of the album so you can do a full review on that too.
You know, I appreciate that.
Yeah. And I need you to do like an in-depth review. Like you got to make sure you listen to everything. Yes.
But this interview that you guys are watching, if you missed it, be on YouTube very shortly. So that way I'll send it to A Nacho so that way he can share it to everybody that probably missed it. But we love you guys, and that's all we got to say. So shout out to A Natural for doing this live with me. He knows I love him like my brother. And that's it, you guys. So if you guys missed it or if you guys watched, we appreciate it. And that's about it. So this is your boy Kenneth, aka KTookes, of the KTookes Spot. Sign off. Bye.
Peace.